Hey, good morning. This is Flylady Premium Mentor Emma here with day 19 of our 31 baby steps. Today is kind of a review day. It's a day where we're gonna look back over the last 18 days, see what's working, what's maybe not working so well. If you need to go back and revisit something, or if you've been watching the videos and thinking, yeah, they're great, I'm going to do that, and then not done it, maybe today is the day to decide that you might need to go back to the beginning, or maybe back to day 5 or 7 or wherever. It's a day to kind of ponder where you are, I guess. So I'm going to go through what we should be doing. And then I'm going to share with you the email that Flylady received that she included in the front of her book and is included on today's Fly Baby Step. If you go and read it on her website, it's always inspired me. I remember reading it a long time ago and thinking, oh my goodness, that's how I want my bedroom to be. And so I want to share it with you because it's for me, it's like a good goal to have. And I've spoken before about how I think our bedrooms should not be the place we stash and dash, because they're special to us. They're our place to recharge our batteries. They're time we spend with our husbands in there. We we sleep, we read, I pray, I study my scriptures in there, I meditate in there. All of those things happen in that room. So I deserve to have a sanctuary, a place where I can actually go and relax and retreat and enjoy it. So this email fits in fantastically with that. So let's start thinking about the things that we've built up to doing so far. Now, if you're not doing them yet, that's fine. You can go back and pick up from that step. If you don't feel ready to pick a step up yet, stick with what you've got until you do. Then pick the new step up. Yeah, the 31 baby steps can take 2-3 months if you need them to. If you feel that kind of shining your sink or making your bed or any of those things you want to get that in, that's fine, not to move on straight away. You want to create habits and routines that in 10 years time are still there. So if it feels like it's a little bit slower than you would like it to be, that's fine. Don't get caught up on the perfectionism of it all. Okay, so our morning routines look something like this. So we're getting up and making our beds, getting dressed to lace up shoes, hair and face. You'll all notice that I don't have makeup on today. That is because I'm having a very allergic few days. I think it's been very cold here, and I think the weather's just set off some of my allergies. I'm allergic. Spring, winter, summer, fall, it doesn't matter. I get various different allergies and they spark off, and so I'm not got my makeup on. But I did do my looking after my skin routine. So not that there's a huge amount of it, but I did look after my skin. I just chose not to wear makeup today. Recognizing those negative voices and changing them. Thinking about every morning about something positive. Like I said yesterday, if you don't have anything nice to say about yourself, practice. Okay. Putting your hot spots out for 2 minutes. Doing a 5-minute room rescue, pick a room. Now, none of my rooms are at the point where they need a rescue, in inverted commas, like they're not stacked to the ceiling with stuff, they're not cluttered. But what I do every day is I spend probably 2 minutes in my bedroom and maybe 4 or 5 in the living room doing my own kind of room rescue, where I pick up, everybody goes to bed after me. I go to bed quite early. And so sometimes there are things left around that I don't want, so I just spend a couple of minutes fixing that in the bedroom. If I've had a glass of water overnight, that I make sure that comes out. Anything else that's kind of not in its place, I take out. One of my born organised friends said she likes to leave a room how she wants to find it, and that's my thinking on that. Is I try and leave the room how I want to find it. But for now, those 5-minute room rescues for you guys would be to declutter in your worst room. Okay, so you set your timer for 5 minutes and go. And that timer, I can't stress enough how important that timer is. It marks time. It frees you from feeling like you've got to finish the job. It's like your little buddy there to help you. 15 minutes decluttering each day. Now you can either do that in the zones, and we'll talk about zones later on in the month, but you had a little taster of the zone mission the other day. So you can either do that in the zone that we're in, or just pick the room that you want to see done nicest and quickest and deal with that one. You can't organize clutter. If it doesn't have a home, how are you going to give it a home? I was in my kitchen today, and my plastic, well, I'm in my kitchen every day, my plastic tubs cupboard is out of control. I haven't looked at it. I didn't get to look at it in when we were in the kitchen zone, and it's out of, and I made a mental note that I need to get there and just straighten it up. It's just where things get thrown back in there quickly, or somebody's looking for something specific and it's underneath something else and they pull it out and it all just goes. And I made a mental note of that today, and my 15 minutes of decluttering will be done in that cupboard today. Look at your control journal and your post-it notes. You've got them. It doesn't matter how many you've got them. You can have them all over the house to remind you, and your control journal, add to it, write notes in. If something's working well, kind of add that in and put a note by it. If it's not working so well, take that away. Cross it out and move it to a different place. I like to think of all of this stuff when it's new as an experiment. So experiments, when you do science at school, you're taught that experiments don't always have the outcome you think they're going to. You're doing it to see what happens. So if you've got something in your morning routine and, well, that's really not working for whatever reason, move it to sort of the evening or wherever. The way Flylady works best for all of us is we take the framework, take the ideas and make them work in our own home. We don't have to do everything in the order that is on the list, because actually there are things that maybe not be in our house. So moving quite far on ahead, there are things like the air conditioning. There's in some of the monthly areas, there's dealing with the vents for the air conditioning. Well, we don't have air conditioning in the UK because it doesn't get that warm. We have about 3 days of sunshine. No, that's not fair. We have more than 3 days of sunshine. But we have radiators on our walls, which I'm realising I'm pointing to and you can't see behind me. We have radiators on our walls. So we have a different thing. So I've tweaked that to make that fit in my home. So it's the way it works best is to take it and recognise that we all need to get up and make our beds and get dressed and lace up shoes. There are things we all have, and then there are things that maybe we don't have. And so you make that work for you. You think, well, I haven't got that, but I've got this. I don't have air conditioning, but I have radiators. So I will maybe have to bleed a radiator. So I will maybe bleed the radiators. I'll check that they're working. I'll give them a clean, that kind of thing, to make sure that that's working to its optimum. So that's how I swap things around. Okay, read your Flylady emails. Okay, think of it as a reward for doing your morning routine. Remember, we've talked about there are lots of ways you can get at those emails. You can go to the website. You can be signed up for the emails. There's the Flylady app, and if you're in America, there's the Flylady Messenger app, which will send you messages every day with reminders and all kinds of cool things. So then we're going to move on to our before bed routine, which, just as a reminder, we talked about the other day, you don't have to wait until kind of 20-30 minutes before bed. Start that right as you're kind of finishing dinner, or in some cases while you're cooking dinner. That's when so we're going to keep our sink shining, kind of that maintenance shine. Lay out your clothes for tomorrow, put out a hotspot, look at your control journal checklist, see if there's anything you've forgotten, anything you want to add or change, and time for bed. So those are the things that we've kind of built as our routine so far. If there's anything missing or not working, have a think about why, and how you can make that work, what you can tweak, what's it not working. Is it not working because you just don't want to do it? Because we all have that inner brat who's going, I don't wanna. And if you've got that inner brat doing that, saying, I don't wanna, maybe you need to address her a bit and learn, or him, and learn to quieten that voice so that the other voice is more prevalent. So it's the voice that inspires you to do things can be heard and say, I'm here. So have an honest reflection about why things aren't happening. Don't be mean to yourself, but just think, oh, I could maybe be doing that better, or is this not working because, and just have a good reflection on that. Okay, so now on to this email that Marla received. Okay, dear Flylady, I wanted to let you know about the wonderful B&B my husband and I stayed at this Memorial Day weekend. The small but simply furnished kitchen was well stocked with delicious healthy snacks and meals. Homemade waffles with blackberries were served from a beautiful clean kitchen. The living areas and bedrooms were furnished with fresh plump pillows, lovely matching sheets and a down comforter, and scented candles everywhere. The bathroom, bubble bath, lotions and fresh white towels. The library was stocked with books, magazines and yoga videos. So Flylady goes on to say that her and her sister were getting really excited because they wanted to go to this wonderful sounding bed and breakfast because they love pampering opportunities. So the email goes on, best of all, my husband and I spent time together with no interruptions, chores or traffic. Okay, you guessed it. Thanks to you, this is my home. Thank you, thank you. And that's what we want. That's where we want to get to, is where we can feel that our home is not perfect. We're not aiming for perfect. We're aiming for comfortable and welcoming and a place that we enjoy being. And it doesn't have to be a large, grand mansion or anything like that. It can be the tiniest of apartments or the oldest of houses. The house we lived in before, well, two before this one, was built in 1830. The walls were all wonky. There was a lump in the floor that if you weren't used to it, and when new people came to the house, they sort of tripped up it. It had big old fireplace in it. And yeah, if you hung a picture, it would hang at an angle like that or like that off of the wall. It was, I loved it. I loved the quirkiness of it and it was fantastic. But some people hate that quirky kind of oldness and would have hated to live in it. The house we live in now is maybe 18 years old, could be 20 years old, and it is square. It is, there's no quirkiness about it whatsoever. And I love it for different reasons. It's about making it a home, and that's what we want. Our aim is to have this home that we can live in as a comfortable, welcoming place that isn't overwhelming to us, that we can enjoy being in, but that we don't spend 8 hours a day cleaning and all of that kind of thing. So that's what Flylady is about. That's what we want for you. I know that that's what Marla wants. When she talked, she did a live video yesterday and she was talking about back to basics and all of this stuff. And she, the overwhelming thing that comes through when I listen to her speak is how much she wants you to have peace. And that goes for me too. That's what I want. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I am a Flylady mentor, is because I want to share what Marla was able to give me through her emails and all of that kind of things with other people. Because for me, it's different. It made a difference. It saved me. I think I would have actually disappeared underneath a pile of laundry and dirty dishes whilst trying to get a child somewhere. It saved me in ways that I can't honestly verbalize, because I think they're probably intangible, and I'm so grateful for that. So that's what I want for you. Oh dear, purple puddle's coming. It's a thing. Since my son went on his mission, I used to be quite not a crier. Since my son went on his mission, I cry quite a lot at things. I'm very sensitive now, so sorry. It's an amazing gift, and it's worth every minute of developing the habits to be able to live like this. So that's what I want for you. I'm gonna stop talking now, go find a tissue and clean this up and get on with my day. I've got a busy day ahead of me, as always. It seems like every day is busy. One day I'll make one of these videos and say, hey, guess what, guys? I have absolutely nothing to do. But right now, yeah, I have quite a lot on. So I'll be back tomorrow with day 20. We'll be 2/3 of the way through, and I think that deserves a gold star. Okay, bye for now.